My child, can you give me 60 seconds? Stop right here. Don't rush. Don't scroll. Don't slip away. I am stepping into your day, into your thoughts, into your atmosphere, not to scold you, not to strain you, but to steady you. Not because I demand it, but because something you have been praying for is close. Closer than your feelings can measure right now. Just 1 minute with me. Just this breath. Let me hush the world around you and quiet the noise inside you so you can hear what I am placing in front of you. This is not random. It is not accidental. I arranged this moment in the timeline of your life. I marked it and placed it here. After the night you felt heavier than usual. After the conversation that left you raw. After the day that took more than it gave. I aligned this interruption to catch you before you talk yourself out of what I have prepared, and before distraction talks you away from what has your name on it. You feel it, don't you? The tired behind your eyes, the fog at the edge of your thoughts, the sense that you are pushing through syrup just to show up. Hear me. That feeling does not mean you are far from what I promised. Often, when you are nearest the threshold, the weight intensifies, the noise rises, the appetite to quit grows loud, not because you are empty, but because you are crossing a line the enemy hoped you'd never see. Exhaustion can be a last-mile ache, not a dead end. Depletion can be the telltale tremor that the ground is about to give way to something new. Don't misread the tremble. Stay with me. Breathe slow. Inhale, release. Presence is not passive. It is your agreement. Give me these 60 seconds with your whole attention, your eyes, your breath, your yes. If you will stay through this word, you will recognize the quiet signs you have been missing, the subtle alignments you have been walking past, the near answers that looked like nothing because they didn't arrive with fireworks. I don't want you to miss what I placed this close. I am here to protect your timing, to shield your promise, to pull you out of the spin long enough to set you in alignment. I am not late. I am not indifferent. I am precise. Let me steady your pace. Stop right here. Don't rush. Don't scroll. Don't slip away. This minute is an appointment between your need and my provision, between your ache and my answer. Stay awake in it. Stay with me to the end, and you will leave knowing how to recognize what is already drawing near. My child, I saw the tiredness in your eyes. Not just the kind a night's sleep could fix, but the ache behind your smile, the weight in your chest that made small tasks feel like mountains. I saw the moments you laughed in a room and felt hollow inside. I saw you fold the laundry with wet lashes, hold your breath in the grocery line to keep from trembling, swallow words at the edge of your tongue because crying there felt unsafe. I saw the tears on the bathroom floor when you locked the door and turned the water on so no one could hear. I saw you grip the steering wheel and whisper, "I can't do this today," then do it anyway. I saw you press a smile for someone who needed it when you had nothing left. I saw the 3 a.m. spirals, the racing heart, the silent panic that came out of nowhere. I saw the numbness too, the way you floated through hours on autopilot because feeling everything at once would have split you open. I saw it all. And hear me, I do not shame you for how you coped. You busied your hands to quiet your mind. You scrolled to muffle the noise. You canceled plans to protect your tender places. You shut down in conversations where you could not risk another cut. You isolated not because you didn't care, but because you were trying to hold yourself together with what little strength you felt you had. You were surviving, not failing. You weren't pushing me away. You were trying not to fall apart. You were not broken. You were protecting yourself the only way you knew how. I am not angry with you. I am not disappointed in you. I am here to lift what has been too heavy for too long. You have asked me in the quiet, how do I know I'm close when I feel empty? Listen, Emptiness can be the echo of long carrying, not evidence of my absence. When a runner nears the finish, the burn increases, not because the finish fled, but because the body has spent itself moving toward it. When your arms have held the weight for miles, even setting it down makes them tremble. That tremble is not failure, it is proximity. Exhaustion can be a last-mile signal, a sign that what you have borne is about to transfer from your strength to mine. The ache that says, "I can't do this much longer," often appears right before you won't have to do it the old way any longer. So let me say it again, and let it settle where you fear you are alone. I never left you, not for a second, not in the shower when you cried where no one could hear, not in the car when you let the sob out and then wiped your face at the red light, not in the night when the silence felt loud, not in the room where you smiled and felt unseen. I was there, holding the moments together when you thought they would break you apart. I counted every tear. None of them were wasted. Because you are depleted, I will be gentle with you. I will be clear with you. You do not need 1,000 steps today. You need one steady breath with me, one small yes at a time. Stay with me for the next minute, and I will train your heart to be present again, not to strive, but to receive. Breathe, beloved child. I am here, and you are closer than you feel. Stay with me here. Let that last breath become another and then another, not as a performance, not as you proving anything to me, but as positioning, as you stepping into the place where you can actually receive what is already within reach. Attention is not a test you pass. It is a doorway you walk through. I am not measuring you with a stopwatch. I am aligning you with a cadence, slow, present, aware. Let your awareness be your yes. Let this be the moment you practice a longer obedience, not with 100 tasks, but with one faithful breath repeated until your mind remembers peace and your heart remembers how to hear me. Be still. Be here. Stay with me. I am not here to pressure you. I am here to steady you. The enemy of your recognition is not your worth. It is your hurry. It is not that you are disqualified, it is that you are distracted. Rushing drowns subtle nudges. Inner noise scrambles my signals. You have been sprinting past the very answers you prayed for, because they came quietly, because they required you to notice. You don't miss destiny because it isn't sent. You miss it when the volume of everything else is louder than my whisper. So stop right here. Don't rush. Don't scroll, don't slip away. Let me turn down the room inside you. Feel the micro-signals of alignment. Your breath evens. Your shoulders soften. Your jaw unclenches. Your thoughts stop leaping 6 problems ahead and rest in this sentence, in this inhale. The ache in your chest loosens by a degree you can't explain. The fog thins enough to see what's right in front of you. Hope stops shouting and starts humming at a frequency you can finally hear. This is not nothing. This is me calibrating you to receptivity. Presence is not passive. Presence is obedience. One obedient breath becomes open ears. One open ear becomes a soft heart. A soft heart becomes a clear step. This is how alignment builds, not in fireworks, but in ordinary moments where you choose me over noise, here over elsewhere, now over later, and as you settle, you will see what the spin kept you from interpreting correctly. You will recognize why certain doors didn't open when you kicked them, why timing shifted when you had already packed a bag, why a yes turned into a no at the threshold. In the noise, it looked like rejection. In alignment, it reads like protection. In rushing, it felt like being passed over. In presence, you will sense how I was passing you through a safer route. I am not playing with your heart. I am guarding what has your name on it until you can carry it. Stay with me, and you will begin to notice the trail markers I already placed. Small confirmations that nudge you left instead of right. Gentle checks that save you from counterfeit offers. Quiet green lights that do not flash but glow. Let this breath be your agreement. Let this attention be your alignment. From here, I can show you what the closed doors have really been saying and where the next open one already stands. Stay with me. Let me interpret the language of your recent season. You called it delay, I called it protection. You called it blockage, I called it guarding. You called it rejection, I called it redirection. You saw doors swing shut at the last second and felt that old shame rise, the voice that says, "It's me, I'm the problem, I missed it, I'm not enough." Hear me, it was not punishment, it was protection. I was not absent at the threshold. I was standing in the doorway with my hand on the knob, saying, "Not this one, not like this, not now, because what is yours is too precious to be bruised by a premature yes." Think about it. The interview that seemed perfect, then went silent. The contract that was all but signed, then stalled. The relationship that sparkled in the beginning, then exposed a crack at the moment you were about to attach your future to it. The apartment you loved that slipped to someone else. The lender that backed out. The email that never arrived. The meeting that got canceled the morning you were dressed and ready. The almosts that lined up like mockingbirds in your memory. You thought the universe was conspiring against you. I was rescuing you from outcomes that would have looked right for a month and wrong for a decade. I did not let your momentum marry you to something that could not hold who you are becoming. You have replayed conversations, apologized to yourself for breathing too loud, dissected your words to find the flaw that ruined it. Stop. I saw what you could not see. Motives still mixed, systems still unstable, rooms with ceilings too low, tables where you would be invited to sit but asked to lower your voice to stay. I saw timelines that would have bent you into hurry, cultures that would have numbed you again, agreements that would have traded your peace for proximity. I am not cruel. I am not careless. I am a father who stands between you and harm, even the kind that dresses up like opportunity. I protected what I am sending to you from being contaminated by rushing, and I protected you from confusing your value with someone else's timetable. You were certain a miracle was being withheld when the tire went flat, when traffic trapped you, when a fever interrupted your plan, when you misplaced your keys and missed the first meeting that felt defining. But what if those were not random? What if, in that hour, I rerouted you around a cut you didn't need, a compromise you almost agreed to, a deal that would have demanded your soul? I would rather disappoint your calendar than watch you diminish yourself to fit an invitation I did not write. Listen to me and let the shame release its grip. None of those closures were me turning my back. Every single one was me turning your face. I am not trying to control you. I am caring for you. I am not slowing you to tease you. I am pacing you to keep you. Delay has been a fence around a garden still rooting, a shield around a promise still forming its strength. If I opened everything when you knocked, you would call speed favor and call bruises growth, and you would wonder later why your joy limped. So breathe and agree with me here. I am not late, I am precise. I have been saving you from smaller stories and temporary rooms. I have been holding doors closed with one hand while, with the other, I arrange what will not collapse under your feet. And because I have guarded you, I have also been preparing something in the unseen to meet you. Stay with me through this next part, and I will show you how every whisper reached me and what I have been organizing behind the scenes while you thought nothing was moving. Don't rush, don't scroll, don't slip away. You are safer than you think, and you are nearer than you know. Listen to me now, tender one. Every whisper reached me. The shaky, "help me," you exhaled in the bathroom. when words fell apart, reached me. The breath prayer you sent while standing in a line you wanted to run from, reached me. The plea you hid inside a sigh because you were too tired to form a sentence, reached me. The prayer that was only tears on your pillow counted as language to me. Even the silence that said, "I don't know what to say," was not empty to me. None of it was overlooked. None of it was misfiled. I carried those prayers. While you thought nothing moved, heaven moved. I have been lining up answers in ways you still cannot imagine, quietly synchronizing timing you could not have orchestrated if you tried. I have been softening hearts that would need to say yes when your name appears, rotating leadership in rooms you have not entered, clearing schedules so the call can be answered, positioning resources so they arrive as provision and not pressure. I have been building bridges between conversations, placing your file on the right desk at the right hour, nudging someone awake in the night with your name on their mind, slowing a storm here and accelerating a sunrise there, so the path in front of you would meet you at the exact pace I am setting. You asked me why the silence stretched. Hear me. Silence did not mean no. It meant I was knitting together people, places, and readiness so that the answer would not collapse under its own weight. Some answers require choreography. Some doors need more than a key. They need a hallway to be constructed behind them. I was building the path under your feet while the lights were off, so you wouldn't trip over studs and call the mess a mistake. Had I handed it to you the moment you asked, the room was not yet safe for your heart, the container not yet strong for your capacity, the timing not yet merciful for your health. Trust my sequence more than your stopwatch. I am precise. Your part is not to force outcomes. Your part is to remain receptive and to practice small-step obedience. When I nudge, answer. Send the email, but don't harass the door. Rest when I say rest, and resist the lie that rest is delay. Finish the application without rushing the reply. Open the document you keep postponing. Make the call you've been afraid of, and let your tone carry peace, not panic. Clear that corner of clutter to make space for what is coming. Put the numbing habit down for 1 hour, and let me have your attention. One small yes becomes a hinge that can swing a heavy door. Now hear my protective warning without fear. When heaven is staging something for you, distraction is the real threat. Not because you can ruin what I have set in motion, but because you can walk past the cue meant to guide you into it. Noise can dull the whisper. Hurry can make you so winded you misread green lights as yellow. Guard your focus like a gate. Choose what your eyes consume. Quiet the tabs in your mind that do not serve this moment. Look for gentle confirmations, peace where there used to be panic, a name resurfacing 3 times, a burden to prepare rather than to perform. These are signals, not spectacles. I am not asking you to strain. I am inviting you to stay awake. I am laying the next stone even now, and when you step, it will be there. Keep breathing with me. Keep choosing the small, faithful yes in front of you. What you prayed for is closer than you think, and the unseen is about to take form before your eyes. Stay with me, and I will teach you how to read the nearness. Listen, beloved child, let me teach you how to read the nearness. Breakthrough rarely enters with trumpets. It walks on soft feet and asks if your attention is free. Stop right here. Don't rush. Don't scroll. You're closer than you think, and your life has been hinting at it in quiet ways. You will notice unusual fatigue after long endurance, sleep that takes yet you wake tender, a heaviness that makes simple things feel weighted. This is not collapse, it is the body and soul recognizing a threshold. Last mile ache announcing that the old stretch is ending and a handoff is near. You will notice increased sensitivity, Noise feels louder, clutter feels heavier, half-true conversations feel intolerable. That is not you being dramatic. That is your spirit calibrating to a finer frequency, so you can hear what comes softly. You will feel an urgency to simplify. Closets, calendars, and conversations will beg to be cleared. You will sense a holy impulse to delete what drains and to keep what builds. You will feel a stronger discernment, faster no's, slower yeses, a sudden allergy to counterfeits. What once glittered will feel dull. What once distracted you will lose its flavor. This is your alignment sharpening so you can recognize the door that bears your name. You will catch sudden clarity in small places, a name resurfacing 3 times in a week, a phrase echoing from different mouths, a quiet green light that doesn't flash but refuses to dim. Old fears may resurface not to shame you but as last resistance, a final flare from patterns that know they are losing their grip. Don't mislabel it regression, call it exposure. Bring it into the light and watch it lose its leverage. You will feel a renewed hunger for peace. You will guard your mornings. You will crave prayer not as duty but as oxygen. Silence will taste like medicine, and rushing will feel like poison. All of this is a sign of nearness, not distance. Here is the paradox I need you to understand. Closeness can feel like pressure, not celebration. Transition stretches, identity enlarges. The skin that once fit begins to tug at the seams. When the new is crowning, the room feels smaller, the timing tighter, the margin thinner. This is not me denying you, it is labor. Something is being birthed, not buried. Don't interpret the squeeze as a no. Interpret it as a passage. So what do? You do not frantic work. You awake, obey. You breathe with me. You keep your yes small and steady. You tell the truth kindly. You clear what you can clear. You follow the peace, not the pressure. You honor the gentle confirmations and refuse the neon manipulations. You hold your focus like a gate and your schedule like a steward. If it's near, you don't sprint past it. You recognize it and step in when I nudge. Stay present, stay soft, stay listening. You are closer than you think, and I am guiding you with quiet signs so you won't miss what has your name on it. My child, listen to me and take this as care, not criticism. Stop right here. Don't rush. Don't scroll. I am warning you because I am protecting you. You are close, and when you are close, noise tries to rise, not to prove you unworthy, but to pull your attention 1 inch to the left, so you walk past what has your name on it. I do not want you to miss a quiet green light because your eyes were on a flashing screen. I am putting my hand on your shoulder with tenderness and authority. Guard your focus like a gate. Here is where distraction dresses itself as harmless. Doom scrolling until your discernment is numb. Binging just one more episode until your spirit feels heavy. Opening 10 tabs to fix everything at once until your peace evaporates. Over-explaining your yes to people who cannot see what I showed you. Asking permission from voices I never assigned to shepherd your future. Compulsive fixing that calls itself responsibility. Performing productivity while neglecting the one task I whispered. Checking your phone like a pulse when your soul actually needs a breath. None of this makes you bad. It makes you unavailable. It steals milliseconds, then minutes, then margin, until the whisper has to compete with static. And this is how missing it really happens. It is not dramatic failure, it is subtle drift. You overlook an open door because it did not arrive with applause. You ignore a nudge because it asked for humility, not perfection. You stay with familiar discomfort because the new asks for courage. You talk yourself out of obedience because you want consensus more than clarity. You rehearse outcomes until fatigue replaces action. You wait for a sign so neon it will relieve you from trusting me. Hear me. You don't miss your breakthrough because you are unworthy. You miss it when you are too distracted to recognize the nudge. Let that set you free from shame and set you firm in attention. So breathe. You do not need to be perfect, just present. You do not need to be strong, just willing. I will carry the weight. You carry your yes. I will line up what you cannot. You show up for what you can. Trade panic for presence. Trade over-explaining for simple obedience. Trade seeking permission for receiving peace. In the next 24 hours, here is how you guard what is near. Set aside 15 quiet minutes with your phone in another room. Breathe and ask me, what is my small yes today? Write down the first gentle instruction. Do not edit it into a project. Take the smallest, faithful step. Send one email, make one call, finish one page. Open one document, clear one square foot, set one boundary. Close the extra tabs, on your screen and in your mind. Choose one appointment to release that drains you without purpose. Stop the scroll. Delete the app for a day if you must. Refuse to over-explain a peaceful no. When anxiety peaks, place your hand on your chest and exhale. My name. Ask, is this a nudge or noise? Then honor the nudge. End the day by naming 3 ways I kept you. Gratitude keeps you awake. I am not trying to control you. I am shielding you. I am not dangling hope. I am delivering you to it. Stay awake, beloved child. Keep your gaze where I'm guiding it. What bears your name is near, and I am training your attention so your feet meet the path I have already prepared. My child, stay with me here. Don't rush. Don't scroll. This is where the shift happens, not in a grand gesture, but in a simple sequence you can repeat until peace becomes your default. Here is how you move with me today. Pause, breathe, ask, act. That's it. Pause long enough to step out of reflex. Breathe until your shoulders drop. Ask me for one clear instruction, not a 5-year map, just the next faithful inch. Act on that one thing before you negotiate it away. Obedience without drama looks like this. One call you've been postponing, with gentleness in your voice and peace in your chest. One apology that does not defend itself. I was wrong, please forgive me. And then you release the outcome. One application sent without stalking the reply. One 10-minute walk outside to pray with your feet moving, letting your nervous system learn what your spirit already knows. I am with you. One honest prayer that sounds like real life, not performance. I don't know how, but yes. One drawer cleared to make space for what is coming. One boundary spoken simply, not as punishment, but as stewardship. I don't have capacity for this right now. These tiny yeses unlock movement because they tell your whole being the truth. You are safe enough to proceed. Guarding your focus is obedience. Limiting noise is obedience. Stepping back from a draining conversation you cannot heal today is obedience. Protecting your sleep is obedience. Call your bedtime holy and honor it. Close the laptop when peace says stop. Silence notifications for an hour and let your attention return home. Keep your morning unhurried for the first 15 minutes. No screens, just breath, gratitude, and a small question. What is my yes today? Then write it and do the smallest version of it. If resistance rises, do it smaller. If anxiety spikes, place your hand on your chest and exhale, my name. That breath is not nothing, it is alignment. Listen to me with your whole heart. You are not behind, you are being guided. I am not measuring you by speed, I am training you for steadiness. Comparison will call you late. Covenant calls you right on time. Release the script that says, big leaps prove faith. Your faith will be found in your feet, showing up where I nudge, in your calendar reflecting what you claim matters, in your words turning soft, where pride once kept them hard. And as you practice small obedience, remember this is partnership, not pressure. I am in the room when you dial the number. I am in the hallway when you press send. I am in the quiet when you lie down and finally sleep. I set the table, you take your seat. I carry the weight, you carry your yes. When you step, I steady. When you rest, I work. When you choose the simple right thing over the loud, urgent thing, you move with heaven's cadence and you won't miss what has your name on it. Stay with me. We will keep building this, one obedient breath at a time. My child, stop right here. Don't rush. Don't scroll. Lean in and hear me clearly. I never left you. Not for a second. I was there in the nights that stretched too long and the mornings that arrived too fast. I was there in the losses you didn't know how to announce. I was there in the silence that felt like abandonment. I was there in the hospital hallway, in the courtroom bench, in the kitchen where you stared at the counter and couldn't move. I was there when your phone stayed quiet, when the text didn't come, when the email said no, when the room felt bigger than your courage. I was there when you laughed so you wouldn't cry, and there when you cried because you couldn't laugh. I held you when you didn't know how to hold yourself. I kept you when you were sure you were slipping. I guarded you when your strength was gone and your prayers were only breath. Let this land. Your tears were not wasted. They watered ground you will soon walk with ease. Your endurance was not ignored. It trained a steadiness in you that fireworks can't teach. Your delays were not random. They were alignment in disguise, protection wearing the clothes of postponement. Meaning is replacing confusion now. I am not asking you to pretend the pain didn't happen. I am inviting you to stop letting it measure your worth or map your future. You are not defined by what hurt you. You are defined by the one who held you through it and is leading you out of it. And let me give you permission you have been afraid to take. You can feel again, safely. Numbness kept you from shattering. I honor the part of you that chose survival. But numbness is not your identity. It was a season's shield. Hand it to me, slowly if you need to. Let thaw come like sunrise, not a flood. I will regulate the waters. I will not overwhelm you. When emotion rises, it is not proof you're regressing. It is evidence the ice is melting and your heart is returning to its full color. Here is what the next stretch will look like. Not only relief, but restoration. Peace will return to your nervous system like a quiet river. Clarity will increase. You will know the difference between urge and nudge, between pressure and peace. Your steps will feel lighter. Decisions that once tangled you will loosen. Joy will stop asking permission to enter. Laughter will visit unannounced and not feel like betrayal. Creativity will stir. Sleep will become holy again. You will find yourself soft where you used to be brittle. Bold where you used to be mute, steady where you used to shake. This is not fantasy. This is fruit from the ground your tears have watered. So let this be the minute you lay down the ruler of pain. Stop counting your days by what broke you. Start counting them by presence, by the breaths we share, by the small obediences that shift rooms, by the kept promises you start to notice when you're awake. I am here and I am not leaving. Seal this moment with gratitude. Say it out loud where you are. Thank you, God, you never left me. Write it where your eyes will see it. Leave a witness in the open. Thank you for keeping me when I couldn't keep myself. Tell someone what I brought you through. Testimony turns private mercy into public hope. Before you sleep tonight, name 3 ways I kept you today and breathe my name over tomorrow. Stay awake, beloved child. What you prayed for is closer than you think, and you will not miss it while you walk with me. My child, stay with me and let us seal this moment. You let me interrupt you and win your attention. You let me touch the tired place behind your eyes, where your soul had been carrying what your body could no longer name. You breathed with me and felt alignment begin. One obedient inhale, then another. You watched me reframe what you called delay into the protection it really was. You trusted that every whisper reached me and that I have been organizing what you couldn't see. You learned the quiet signs of nearness, the soft green lights that don't flash but persist. You heard my protective warning about distraction, and you received the path of small obedience, simple, steady steps. And I told you again, with the weight of heaven, I never left you. All of this is one thread, one grace, one Father holding you toward what bears your name. Now respond in agreement and gratitude. This is how you seal it. Say it out loud where you are. Thank you for guiding me. Write it where your eyes will find it again. God, I will be present. Let your public words become a private altar. If you can, testify right now. Leave a witness that you are awake. Thank you, God, for protecting me in the delays. Thank you for hearing my breath prayers. Thank you for aligning me to the quiet yes. Your gratitude does not buy my favor. It anchors your heart to what I have spoken so that the wind of the weak does not carry it away. Don't keep this to yourself. Compassion is how we carry one another to the doorway. Send this to someone who is close but tired, who is strong for everyone else and secretly running on fumes. Tell them you are not far. Breathe and be present. Let your sharing be ministry, not marketing, an act of rescue for a soul on the last mile. And if this word steadied you and you want to help this mission continue to bring peace and devotion to weary hearts, you can support through Super Thanks. Your generosity keeps the light on for others to find their way home. Before we close, set your next small yes in motion. Ask me quietly, what is my faithful step today? Then do the smallest version of it. One call, one page, one boundary, one uncluttered corner, one honest prayer. End the day naming 3 ways I kept you. Begin tomorrow with one surrendered breath. This is how you stay awake in a world that loves to lull you back to sleep. Gratitude at night, presence in the morning, obedience in between. I place my hand on your shoulder now and bless your attention with steadiness, your heart with peace, your feet with clarity. You are closer than you think. The answer you prayed for is approaching on soft feet, and you are aligned to recognize it. Don't rush. Don't scroll. Breathe and stay awake. I am with you in the next step, and the stone will be under your foot when you place it.